Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Now, as you may know, Lexington was rocked earlier today with a New York Times report that a white nationalist group led by Matt Heimbach is planning on coming to Lexington to protest Mayor Gray's decision to take down 2 Confederate memorial statues. Now, they haven't released a time frame for their arrival, but Lexington police are reportedly already preparing, and it could be within the next 2 weeks. Now, these groups were part of a planned protest in Pikeville a couple of months back. You may remember us talking about it here. But most recently, they were behind the Charlottesville attacks of last weekend. Now, this is from Vice News on HBO. It was behind the scenes of what happened in Charlottesville, and these are the people planning on coming to Lexington. Take a look.
You do not replace us! You do not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Jews will not replace us! Blood and soil! Blood and soil! Blood and soil!
We're here obeying the law. We're doing everything that we're supposed to do, trying to express opinions. And the criminals are over there getting their way. And that is a foundational problem with our society. And whatever you think of my opinions, that's going to be something that puts you in danger.
So you're the true nonviolent protesters.
I'm not even saying we're nonviolent. I'm saying that we didn't aggress. We did not initiate force against anybody. We're not nonviolent. We'll kill these people if we have to.
Now, that's some pretty scary stuff. Now, when I heard this, I was saddened by the news, but it also made me angry, because this is not the Kentucky I know that would have a group like this in its midst. But there may be nothing we can do about it. Most of these people are going to be from the outside, and Lexington will be the next spot on their overall scheme of trying to make these displays. Now, I must say, I support the mayor's decision on Cheapside. I understand what he's talking about, and I understand why he wants to take these statues down. Some people have said there was a timing question. Why do it right now? Are you trying to get these groups here? Are you trying to bring trouble to Lexington? And I understand that. But the mayor was planning on making the announcement next week, and I have a big belief. You do not change your behavior because you're scared. That applies to terrorism with Islamic fundamentalism, and it also applies when it happens right here. To me, the fact that they might protest is not a reason not to do it. But I think it is very important for us to recognize who these people are and the hatred they represent and what they might be planning when they come to Lexington. Here's more from the Vice report.
None of our people killed anybody unjustly, I think, is a plus for us. And I think that we showed our rivals that we won't be cowed.
But the car that struck a protester, that's unprovoked.
That's not true, and you know that it's not true. You've seen the video.
The next alt-right protest.
I say it's going to be really tough to top, but we're up to the challenge.
Wait, why?
Why?
Tough to top? I mean, someone died.
I think that a lot more people are going to die before we're done here, frankly.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I see that, that angers me. You know, all too often nowadays, all questions spawn silly partisan debates that end up with people bickering when they should agree. Since this happened in Charlottesville, I've seen all kinds of questions about, well, what about Black Lives Matter? What about Obama? What about Islamic fundamentalism? All things that have very little to do with this. Now, what we've done in society is rather than take sides on good versus evil issues, we play this game of whataboutism. Rather than criticizing something that is happening, we just seek to look for other things to blame, and I don't like it. Politics aside, there is right and there is wrong, and what these folks represent is wrong. Some people can reasonably disagree on the statues. Matt Bevin came out today and said he doesn't think they should be taken down, and while I disagree, that is at least a debate you can have. But there is no disagreement on hate. All differences aside, our city might be invaded over the next couple of weeks by people who express only hate and contempt for our fellow citizens. And over the next few days, we must plan what is the correct response. And we need to be ready and prepare for the worst. And I know our police force will. This is very important. The world is going to be watching Lexington. If these folks come to our city, after what happened in Charlottesville, literally every media outlet will be here. And it's time for us to do something good for the state and the city. It's time for us to show what Lexington and Kentucky truly represent. Lexington needs to speak with one voice now and one message. No partisanship, No whataboutism. No blame on the mayor. No blame on the governor. One voice. We don't want your hate in our town, and we're not going to let it happen. If we do that, we will send a message to the world that Kentucky is a force for positive, and I hope that's what happens.